it's 6 after. You can do it.
Okay. Yeah, we started. Great. Hello. Welcome, everybody. Welcome. Maybe we can check if everything is okay. I'll check it first.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we have one. Somebody
Also,
watching.
I'm not connected, so my channels are not connected. So
We're live.
totally happy with everything that you do.
Okay.
Really happy with everything that
Yeah,
you do.
I'm sorry. Yeah, everything is okay. Great. Okay, welcome everybody. We have two special guests today, two women, powerful, amazing women. We actually, I wanted to create a space for women because I know that we women can support each other, and many beautiful things can happen thanks to that. So today we will talk about how to manage raw vegan diet when you're a woman of the house, woman of the family, and when it's your goal to eat raw vegan, but maybe it's not the goal for your family members, not the same goal, yes? And sometimes also we struggle with social meetings and events, birthdays. So I invited Andrea, and Wendy today. Andrea is an organizer of a Raw Nature Retreat, and Wendy, the organizer of the Dutch Fruit Festival. And I hope you can share today your experience, how you started, how it is in your family, and maybe we can start from, let's say, from some information about you. If you can present yourself and say a few words about do your partners or children eat the same way as you? What does it look every day in everyday life? And like something what we can start from.
Hello. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm Andrea, as you said. But I was thinking maybe you start first. You can tell us. You can tell a few things, everything about yourself. It'd be nice to start with yourself and a bit about.
Okay, thank you. Okay, I can start from myself. So I started my journey more than 7 years ago when I was in a very bad health conditions. I had allergies. I had different kind of pain in my body, in my joints, my muscles, and my head and everything. So I was really, let's say, I was overwhelmed with my motherhood also, because I had two small children, and I was exhausted, and I was looking for, and also overweight, because during my second pregnancy, my weight was, I think, 100. And I thought that when I will give birth, probably I will lose 50 kilos in one day. I hoped, but it didn't happen. And even after a year, it didn't happen. Yeah, I lost only 4 kilos after giving birth, 4 or 5 kilos. So it wasn't so meaningful. And then I struggled with moving my body and with having energy to move my body. And I pushed myself to do things and to work out, to go to some activities, physical activities. And it was very difficult because I was falling asleep during the day, and the coffee was my friend. The coffee was my friend, actually, 4 times per day, 3 or 4 times per day. And still it wasn't enough because I couldn't read a book, 1 page of the book for my kids. And at the same time, I had problems with my emotions, with anger, especially towards my kids. So it was a very difficult part of my life, very difficult period. I read lots of books and I was attending many courses just to figure out how to manage my emotions, how to change the situation. And finally, I realized, I came up to the information that maybe I need to start from the diet. So yeah, and the beginning was that I started even before. When I was pregnant, we switched into vegan because of some family health issues, long-lasting family health issues. And but after giving birth, nothing changed with my, as I told you, I was really big and heavy, and it was very difficult for me, to somehow rebuild myself. And when I started to change the diet more and more, I found the information about raw vegans, about fruitarians, and this was wow. So I can eat sweet fruits all day and it's okay, it's not forbidden, because I craved sugar because my energy was below zero, I think. So I really needed that, and I was happy with that. And then I realized that I don't need to wait for my husband or for my kids, because before I thought, okay, maybe I need to stop breastfeeding and then I can change this diet. Or maybe I will wait for my husband because now he has really intense period in his work and we cannot switch to the raw vegan. So I thought about us, not about myself all the time. And that was actually the point which kept me in a same place for a long time. And when I realized that I really need to change it, because my anger and this was actually the most motivating things, because I didn't want to be, as I was for my kids. I didn't want to be a bad mother. And I realized, okay, I cannot wait for anybody. I need to change it now. It needs to be happen now for myself. And I stopped looking at my husband and at my kids. I'm starting. So today I'm starting. And this was actually my decision that I want to do it by myself. And I didn't realize at that moment that maybe my kids will join me, maybe my husband will join me, but they did somehow. And when I was becoming more strong in my, I really wanted to do this, and I was focused on it, and I'm doing it. Every day I prepared smoothies, salads, and fruits, and of course I ate also some cooked food in the evening, but my diet really looked different than before. And I remember that I stopped craving sugar, stopped craving sweets. I felt more hydrated. My bowel movements were regular. And actually, at the beginning, I was surprised that it can be like that. Yes, so nice and so much. So I saw that my body started to do something. So it started something in my body, and the most powerful moment was in winter when I went with my oldest son for a walk, and I was really happy being outside with him and playing and even running from him and running uphill and throwing snowballs, you know. And it was for the first time, I don't know, for last 3 years, I haven't, you know, I hadn't this kind of experience with my kids. For the first time, I felt pleasure, and it wasn't like I pushed myself to spend time with them and to do something with them. Yeah, because before it was like that. Here it came naturally. So yeah, this is it. But my kids and my husband, they don't eat the same as me now. They had different periods during this time. Some periods when my husband also joined me while fasting, or even try fasting, or and also yeah, but he did it, I think, with the curious. He was curious how it feels like that to be on a fast. And my kids, they were very interested in trying what I prepared, especially with colorful smoothies and different kind of fruits. And it came really easy at the beginning. But we, let's say, we had some struggles with family members and with social meetings also. But when my kids were younger, it was really easy for them. They really understood that we eat something different, and other people eat different in a different way, and it's like that in every family. People eat different, yeah, a little bit or a lot. Yeah. So so for now, it is like they are, let's say, the youngest. He is most of the day he is raw. Some of the days, I don't know. Sometimes he eat a little bit of cooked food. He doesn't like actually cooked food. I think he feels it like something heavy, but he has some, let's say, favorite vegan products, because of course they prepared in a way that
They're so attractive that it's hard to
attractive
resist.
and addictive. Yeah, so yeah, but normally he can stay on smoothies or fruits and it's okay for him. My oldest one, he is more likely to try other things, and he likes heavy food, but also he is happy if I don't have, or if I tell him, okay, maybe, few days, for the last few days you ate this and that, so maybe let's have a break from this, and let's I can prepare whatever you want. And he usually says, okay, I can drink a smoothie, I can eat smoothie bowl for dinner, or something like that, or even tomatoes and good sauce for this. And he's also happy, but he's asking me sometimes for some heavy food, vegan of course, and I'm trying to keep it gluten-free. And my husband, yeah, the same as my oldest one. Maybe my husband sometimes want to eat more of cooked food, but still it's something simple. It's veggies, or nothing complicated. So in my family, for sure, we eat vegan and gluten-free. And yeah, so this is my main goals when we go somewhere, or I need to manage some replacements for my kids. I usually look at these two,
At least to be, to be vegan and gluten free, right?
Yeah, and of course
there's a move.
I will choose the simplest as it could be. Yes, I want to be the simplest version of. Yeah, but sometimes it's difficult. Sometimes it's fatty and highly processed. So I like to avoid this kind of. I always have lots of food with me, lots of fruits. All my car is packed with fruits, dates, and other things for spoons and knives. So we can always have access to fruits, even if we need to cut something, or and it helps us a lot during traveling. So yeah, but maybe this will be the other question. Yeah, so your turn.
Yeah, it's interesting how our stories are similar in so many ways. Because I mean, for my journey started for a bit long ago. Probably that was the first time, but I haven't realized back then that it was that point that everything changed. But I didn't see it like that back then. It was I think, yeah, it was 20 years ago when um, I was suffering for like a very like violent viral infection, and the doctor was supporting me, recommended my mother to juice. Uh, to make some juices for me, and she really did that, and like every day she was preparing me because I was not able to do anything for a few weeks, and she prepared for me pineapple juices and orange juices and some veggies also and cucumbers and on and on, and after I recovered, my doctor told me everything that your mom did, it saved your life. So it was like yeah, it was amazing to know, to realize that. But actually when consciously I started to do things, it was when my son was a baby. um, he had, like, for the first year of his life, he had repetitive very violent inflammation, laryngitis and bronchitis and things like that. They were like very sudden. It would happen very sudden, and he would not be able to breathe, and we were a few times in the hospital. So in some point,
The same situation.
yeah, so in some point, we realized that he was well, with the support of a raw vegan nutritionist. We realized that he was, yeah, he was interesting. Um, we realized that he was lactose intolerant, so we immediately eliminated all the. We were not vegan. No, we had like the normal Romanian diet back then. And we eliminated dairies from our diet, and he just, in a few weeks, he just recovered and never saw adrenaline and cortisol before after that. After having like a lot of um, inhalation with adrenaline and things like that, they were very strong, and that would happen every month probably. Uh, so it was very like something that you couldn't deny that this is something there, and uh, because of this situation that I eliminated all the dairies in my diet, I realized, oh my God, it's something about food that makes me feel better. Something about these changes in my diet it was the moment when I realized that, oh, what I eat, it impacts how I feel in my body. I was not bloating anymore. I was like because before I was my skin was always inflamed. I had acne on my face, on my back, with headaches daily and things like that. My digestive system, it was completely out of, yeah, healthy. I had gastritis and constipation and so many issues that were bothering me every day. So even with this step, I saw a lot of improvements, and then I started digging in. Oh, so I need to learn more about this because it's obvious that it's supporting my health, these changes, and the health of my family. My son was feeling amazing and no medication, and he was healthy as. And from that moment, he never needed medication again. And it's 15. Um, so and so healthy. And in some point, so it made so much sense for me to switch to a vegan diet because anyway, I never used to like meat, and as a kid, I also refused meat so many times, but um, it was like that. I needed to replace it with other animal products. If I wouldn't eat meat, I was like, yeah, made to eat other things like cheese and things like that. So I relied a lot in my young years on dairy products. So after being vegan, a lot of things changed into my health again, and um, so many things improved. Like I said, my digestive system felt even better, and from that point, I didn't had any other digestive issues besides bloating. I still had bloating, and we used to feel heavy after eating cooked vegan food, and I used to, yeah, have very healthy, very low in oils, very low in fats, always cooking at home, very simple, but still I was feeling bloated almost all the time though after eating cooked food. And like touching the question that you had, for sure, my family was not vegan for a long time. Even if I was eating vegan food, they were eating all the food that I was preparing at home, and they were like eating other things outside. Mm, but in some point, everybody aligned more or less to the same path. Um, and in this moment, um, but yeah, I want to touch something else first, and then tell you what our diet looks like now. Because when I started to include raw food, and especially eating more fruits during the day, I saw something that was very, very powerful for me. As one of my main issues since I was a teenager was my hormonal health and balance and my menstruation. That was always a mess. It was very, very heavy, very, very painful. For a week, I couldn't function almost all the time. And after I started to include raw meals during the day, starting to have raw breakfast, fruits for breakfast, and then after a while, fruits for lunch. Each month after month, my menstruation was easier and easier and more regular, and it was like step by step. It was more and more as it should be, as right now after a few months it started to be regular, easy, and I just don't realize that is here. It's so easy, and it's mostly the same as any other day. It's nothing different right now, and this was like super powerful change for me. uh, and I'm very grateful to yeah, that's why I was able to have this diet, to have this lifestyle, and have so many health improvements in my life. And I can see also in my family that right now we all eat vegan food. Like you said, each one of us has its own path and its own schedule if it's not necessarily a schedule, but its own way of doing it. My kids have, like, we eat the same in the morning, all have fruits in the morning, and they have vegan food at school. And actually, they are the only vegan eating kids at school. And I'm sure that's not easy, especially for teenagers. For probably it's not the easiest thing to handle, because all the kids are asking questions, and they're, and it's nice because on the other side, friends of my daughter get back to their parents saying that they want the vegan menu at school also, and they all like our food when they come visit, and they all enjoy and go back home and share our recipes with their families. And
yeah, this is interesting because I have the same experience. Always people want to try our food, and even they eat our food, and then we are out of food. Yeah, but they want to try this. They want to eat it. Yeah, it's attracting them. Sorry, I interrupted you.
Yeah, it's okay. I mean, actually, it's a conversation. I would like to have more conversation than having just a presentation. But yeah, it's so nice to see them, how they handle this social life on their own, and seeing teenagers coming to your home and asking for more ice cream, more things that you prepare because they love it. And they're curious, and they want to try, and then it's interesting to see how each one of them choose his own path and his own way of doing. And some of them, they like some things, and other things. And for example, for my husband, a big motivation to follow the same path was when he started running, and he saw how much this diet affects his progress and his running, and that was a big deal of motivation for him to stay on the path. And because he can see the difference between when he's eating some food and other. And with raw food, he used to feel amazing, and he's improving into his performance, and it's motivating him to keep on going on the same path. And as you said at the beginning, that for sure it's easier to start with everybody in the family has the same diet, right, Wendy? But but life is not like that. It's not offering everything for you on the same plate. And at the beginning, I realized that I saw myself preaching, and trying to convince people, and trying to force them into this diet, because this diet is amazing and will solve all your issues overnight. And then you start to see people to back off, because they don't want to be preached and forced, and they all have their own decisions, and they all need to have their own self motivation to do that, not your own motivation. Even if for you it's for me it's amazing, but for the other it doesn't have to be the same experience as my own experience. And each one of us has its own time, to his own moment and his own choices. But yeah, you can see that when they see the results, when they try on their own, when you see you that you're motivated and you keep going, and they see improvements in you, I think, yeah, people around me see improvements in me and they notice without me preaching about it. And because my parents changed their diet. No, they're not 100% raw and they're not even vegan, but their diet changed so much in the last years, and they said that if they wouldn't do that, they were not feeling right now in this moment as good as they do, and to have the same this level of energy and force to do things, because they have still a lot of work to do and they want to do a lot of work. So they're so, yeah, grateful to have this energy, and they eat their fruit breakfast, and sometimes in many times in summer they eat their fruit lunch, and they're happy about it. So yeah, it's I think for me it's important to respect everyone's journey and um, their moment of choice and decision to go on this path. I don't know if I
Yeah,
answered your question.
yeah, Wendy, I just want to, because I will forget it, because this is actually very important what you said about, not forcing people, and just be like an example. You people can see you, and it's for me it's impossible to not influence the closest people to you. You will somehow influence them.
For sure.
Yeah, you don't need to force them. um, yeah, because I also can observe it in with my family members and my husband's parents, my mom, my sister. They are not vegan, but they also change their diets, and they are more aware what are they eating. They look at the ingredients. They Yeah, so it's happening. The change is happening.
Yeah, yes.
Wendy.
Yeah.
Wendy.
Thank you, Anya. Thank you, Andrea. I'm listening to your stories, and after you spoke first, Anya, I was thinking, well, what else can I add to that? And then here Andrea speak, and I agree. Our stories are so similar, and um, yeah, especially what you said in the beginning, Anya, like, being that mom of a young kid and feeling so depleted in many ways. And today, actually, it's one of these days that I really feel that I'm grateful for eating raw, because I was really, exhausted. I had 2 nights of about 4 hours of sleep, and still a baby that seems to have figured out that if she can sort of pretend to cry and make a sort of noise the whole time, that she can do that for hours in a day, and after a while it's just driving me crazy. And then of course I know what's the best to do, and I know like how I can show up, but my whole body is going into survival mode and screaming, stop, I need to get out of this like now. And I feel that when you have the raw vegan diet, you're so much more clear and aware and awake, in a sense that you actually have the possibility to show up like that. Like, yeah, I would not have had that before. Like, I didn't have that so much before. And um, yeah, until I really was in a deep, dark, black hole inside myself. uh, and yeah, that's what happened with my first baby. So that's when I figured out that living a life of pain and misery and diagnosis and, yeah, a lot of disabilities that nobody could see, because I would have like the same posture that I have now. And I mean, even now people complain about, I don't know, my eyes or something. And I want to go like, hey, you know that when I was 10, my eyes were like that already. Like it's still like that. Like I don't think that's gonna change, but you do see that when you're more tired or that you have some blue or like, and like we all get that sometimes, and especially I think for young moms it's so important for us to have that support of community and of our family. And I also think of, yeah, all the conditions we can control, and food is that one thing that we can control. And we can't control our family, but we can show up the best we can. And yeah, I'm pretty sure this raw food helps a lot. Like I need to get out of that dark, deep black hole and of pain and misery. And that was not just emotional, like that was physical limitations, like physical things I just couldn't do. And if I would stretch my ligaments too far, then that would hurt so much that it cost me 4 days, approximately 4 days before it would disappear to a point that I could sleep without pain. Because going to sleep with pain is all right, but then when you wake up and you have more pain, it's really hard in the middle of the night to go back to sleep. And like I refuse to take painkillers because then I would feel even more sluggish and heavy, and also they didn't help in a way, because then I would even cross that boundary of stretching these ligaments and joints even further, because I wouldn't feel that was going too far. So that would actually hurt me more. So I didn't do that. I stayed away from chemicals, and I didn't want to do it have anything to do with cannibals. And even I was not raw or vegan at the time, I stayed away from everything looked like it came from a jar or a can or I think anything like that. I think I bought more sun-dried tomatoes in a package and dates in a box that I bought uh, food in boxes and bags.
That's a good one.
So yeah. Yeah. So when I was at that point, my eldest was around the age that no, earlier, actually, a year and a half. He was a year and a half, and he's 13 now. That I said to myself, like, wait, like I am so deep in, like, this is not living. And then it just popped in my head, like, this is not living, then I am going to figure out whatever it is that's wrong with me and fix it. Like, even if it costs me till I'm 80 years old. Look, the optimism behind the depression, right? I lived that, like, 80 years old. And the moment I had that thought, I just told like, another part of myself, it's also in my brain, like, cool, yeah, I will do that. I was just determined, like you cannot be more sure of yourself in that moment, because I think when you are the deepest of the deepest, the lowest of the lowest ever, there's only one way, that's up.
For sure.
And so I had, like, in that moment, I did one of the most important things that you can possibly do when you want to improve your health and your body in general in your life. This most important thing that I did is actually make the decision. And I hear from many clients saying to me, yeah, but I decided I want to eat raw. No, you decide you want to eat raw. That's the wrong decision. Look, my decision was at the time, I am going to fix it, and I will do whatever it takes, even if it costs me till I'm 80. This says something about the determination, but also about the fact that I was prepared to spend the rest of my life doing this. And if in your decision you put such strong emotions, such strong words, determination, the perseverance was already there, then there is no failure. Then you can't fail. Then you can't say, yeah, I tried for like 3 weeks and no, because if you decide to eat raw, you eat raw food. You don't
That's
go
it.
trying for 3 weeks, you eat raw food. And they say it didn't help my health. No, because you were trying for 3 weeks. Eating raw means you eat it and you continue to do that. That's what you do. And then it becomes who you are. And then it's just what you eat, and it's not important anymore, actually. So that happened to me. I don't talk about it a lot with people because that's just how I eat. Like, I have nothing to say about that. I don't know why
Yeah.
you guys eat stuff. I eat this stuff. I'm totally cool.
Yeah, I mean,
Nobody has anything.
not all the people explain their food at the table, what they're eating for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. No, when they
No, like
what do
who
you
goes
eat?
like,
I eat.
"Hi, I'm having 3 more meals." No, I'm not. I'm not doing that. Like, so people do ask, like, "Oh, don't you want this or don't you want that?" It's like, "No, thanks. But can I have the watermelon?" "Oh, sure, have the watermelon." I arrive at some party. "Oh, do you want me to throw some meat for you on the barbecue?" Like, "No, we're just checking out the badminton here." That happened. "Oh, but you can have some food." I said, "Oh, can we have also what?" I saw they sliced watermelon inside. "Oh, can we have some watermelon?" "Yeah, of course. We'll be free." "Okay, thank you." Like, that's totally fine. Like, nobody, and then you just eat the watermelon the whole time. Nobody says nothing.
Mm.
But if they do, then there is a genuine interest, and then you can share what you do, and if you tell them that it did improve your life so much, and you did overcome that chronic fatigue, chronic disability, that you couldn't walk upstairs like I did, you couldn't sleep through the night because you had to wake up because your hip bones or your shoulder joint was like half dislocated, and it hurt the hell, and that you were able to overcome it, even though so many doctors and specialists said it can't be fixed. You'll end up in a wheelchair, and here I am.
Yeah.
12 years
Yeah.
later, there's a wheelchair. Like, people say, oh, Wendy, but Wendy, all these problems and all these things, and I go, yeah, but look, maybe this is not perfect, and this is also not perfect. I said, but look, I'm in gymnastics. I'm happy. Like, there's no wheelchair. I'm doing great. I'm flying places, meeting people, having a
You're
party.
weightlifting.
Yeah.
Like,
Really.
but, oh my God, you have pimples. So what?
Yeah.
Yeah, but we are talking about how it is amazing to eat raw, but at the beginning many people have some fears, and I remember myself. I was also determined, and I wanted to do this, and I wanted also for my kids. I didn't want maybe my husband to conceive to this, but he decided to try. I offered him an option that, instead of ordering food to your work, I will prepare food for you and I will bring it to you to your work, And I told him, let's do this for 1 week. If it will be okay for you, I will do this again. I will do this constantly, like all the time. And yes, and he was happy with it, because instead of ordered lunch, he had a smoothie, he had a salad, he had also some hummus with let's say with cucumbers and carrots. But I prepared a lot of food for him, and it was tasty and it was nice and mostly raw, and he was really okay with that. And after a week he told me, okay, you can prepare food for me. Okay, it's okay for me. So yeah, but for me was I wanted this for my family, but at the same time I had voices in my head, voices from particular beliefs that I had from my previous, let's say, life. That, for example, okay, will be will it be enough for my kids to grow? Will it be okay with them after some time? What about teeth? What about, bones and other things? And of course, I educated myself and I knew already the answers, but sometimes I had these voices, there were some moments that I had them. And I can imagine, and also I have this experience with working with my clients, if they don't educate themselves, they have more fears, and it's really difficult. Then it's becoming very difficult. So how it was with your experience? Do you have any fears with this diet, with implementing it into your family, especially to your kids, or offered it to your family?
Yeah.
And how you deal with it?
Yeah, you asking me, right?
Yeah,
Oh,
okay, of course.
okay.
I'm asking
No,
you.
no, no, because I didn't go into family. Sorry. um, yeah. So actually, my eldest was having a lot of digestive problems, and his father had been having food allergies since he was born, with very severe asthma and eczema when he was little. So this is why we took very long to even start thinking about children,
Bella.
because we didn't want to bring a child into the world having the problems that he had as a baby or a child, because you don't want that to have on your conscience that you birth a child and you know that their life is going to be a disaster for the first 7 years. You don't want that. So I studied the naturopathy, and I went into all the details of that for 4 years. And this included Western medical science as well. So I did all the pathology and the anatomy, and all the stuff, and the pharmacology and everything you need to learn to get your diploma. And all of that educated me actually a lot. And we did a lot for him to be able to reduce to the point that he doesn't need any asthma medications anymore. But he did have the eczema on his eyelids coming back every now and then. And we already knew that it was gigantically reduced if he stay away from gluten. So we were already, for 3 years before I got pregnant, so that's 5 years prior to actually being raw, had this knowledge and experience. And we went through those protocols. We did the protocols that I learned in my school, just to see also how it feels for you to do that, and how that could cleanse and help you reduce your symptoms. And it helped a lot of my symptoms as well, and not the ones that I got of the pelvic disability getting pregnant though. So that foundation, he just basically trusted me in everything and anything related to this topic. He does construction, like he knows how to manage people building a house, like that's like renovating a whole street, like that what he does. So he let all that living life household stuff, health things, all up to me, and he just basically asked the questions, and after a couple of weeks or months just follow my lead and start trying the stuff that I was trying. If it was successful, apparently I was. So I went in very, very deep in so many different books. I followed different short courses, days. I mean, as a naturopath, you get invites to basically every school and education you can find here in the Netherlands. So yeah, so I really dove into this topic, which never led me to find anybody doing detox or anybody doing raw food, by the way. So I never found out about raw food and went raw. Like I never did that, because that was not my decision. My decision was to heal myself. But we already knew about Kian, and Kian was already on the baby diet, back to the baby diet. I called it the baby diet after reading all the baby nutrition books, and what is best start for the baby, and how the gut is still like permeable, like more permeable than an adult gut, and that the villi still need to be developed, and how your like for example or I don't know the English name, how for example when you eat food that in beginning they spit it out because that reflex has to go backwards all the way to the end, that you have to give them whole foods with texture and flavor and all of that, and not force feed puree to them,
Yeah.
because the
And
puree
let them eat by their own. Yeah.
yeah, and then they will choke and learn. Like my kids just ate grapes. Like she ate grapes when she was one. Like why? No problem, because I didn't give her smoothies like that. I let her do herself, and she managed
Yeah.
with that. So I went so deep into that. So for his gut issues and non-digestive basically, and all these issues, every time he had something with gluten, made me believe even stronger. Like his father was like only on spelt, and my parents and his parents would give our kid, oh, it was only a little crust, it was only a little cracker, like 2 bites. Yeah, but 2 bites means a night of horror for us because he's belly pain. And that's how we basically trial and error back to fruits, vegetables, rice and potatoes. So okay, rice and potatoes, fruits, vegetables, rice and potatoes. So and I knew that rice and potatoes are just starch. So basically my kid was eating
80-10-10.
so that's his baby diet. And then whenever he had issues, banana's the best. They were having banana. And then people say, yeah, but when I need to babysit, what do I give him? I said, you just give banana. There's no problem. And yeah, I raised my kid as a little monkey that eats mostly bananas and berries from around here. And organic, I had to buy organic because he would have so much problem with like spray strawberries and things like that. So I basically went on the baby diet. I didn't go on raw food. I went to the baby diet. I think if my gut is the problem and his gut was the problem, and I need to do with my gut needs to repair like his, I'm just gonna take the baby diet. My problem was, can I live on the baby diet? And I saw people like doing a detox, and then I did a detox with a group of moms, and I was like, detox, that's an interesting word. Let's learn more about this word. And then I figured out, like, if you do that, then you can heal stuff. And I was like, oh, cool. So I need to do detox longer. So I could do more stuff. So I was like, okay, 3 weeks, 1 week smoothies and juices. And then after the 3 weeks, it's like rebuild to normal food. And I'm looking at the normal food rebuilding menu, and I'm thinking, I'm doing quite good right now. I don't want to do this rebuilding thing. I was like not telling anybody for a month that I was still doing the detox thing. Like, I don't care. Like, I just didn't tell anybody. So I was scared because I was scared of people's reaction, of judgments and questions that I couldn't answer. But I saw with him, and I mean, he's a baby. And I say, yes, digestion is bad. So I went back to the beginning of the book where it says, feed your baby whole foods, fruits, and vegetables. So that's what I do. And yeah, and that I could defend that. And then it took me a month. I found Dr. Robert Morrison. Dr. Robert Morrison's YouTube channel is amazing. It'll keep telling you all the day, fruits, berries, and melons, fruit, berries, and melons. And there's all disease this, disease that. And you just have to be more alkaline, like it's all acid or alkaline. So for me, if you brain train yourself like that, I had support. This was my support, and people started asking me questions, and I would just like give them Dr. Morse's answer.
Right.
Yeah. So Wendy, as I can hear, you didn't have any fears. Yeah, you just went directly to the point, and
yeah, that's me. That point going
straight. Yeah.
straight, and then sometimes
Andrea,
you crash, and then that happens. Oops. But in this case, no crash. In this case, it was going better.
But it won't
and better
stop you.
It won't stop me. No. I'll have to recover from the crash, and then I have a lot of thoughts and fears. but I don't care about them because they're just in my brain and I need to continue.
Thank you.
That's how it goes. And yeah, my family, and it was the most difficult. Really, they babysit and they just give what they want to give, what they gave us, and what they're eating, giving them to the other grandchildren. And that was like an issue because they were not understanding, even before raw, like they were not understanding that one crust of bread can really make your kid ill at night.
And yeah, I have this experience also.
And then they were just really worried that they wouldn't get the right food or the nutrition, and until I went to Fruit Festival in the UK, and then I showed them all these people, and my dad was so interested, and he thought like Fully Raw Christina was amazing, and he was like doing all these recipes. And then I bought her book when I met her in the UK, and I gave her, I asked her to sign it for my dad, and I gave it to my dad. Like it's still the only book the one he makes. Like,
good idea.
Only this book, Food from Christina. And I think if it wasn't for my mom, he would just be fully raw. Like they're like your family. They're not 100% raw, but my dad eats a whole bunch of raw food and raw meals throughout the week. And yeah, they're not vegan. He said this yesterday. He said, yeah, I had meat today. Yeah, I just wanted to make that. I'm sorry. So it's your choice. And then he's still cool, you know. Then today he's having fruit for breakfast, fruit and salad, and this evening fruit salad and maybe something cooked with, maybe not. And that's, I think that how they do is a way more natural way of what I think the whole world can do, the whole planet. Way more healthy and sustainable for everybody. And I wish that our movement gets so big that more people will see that it's not about, ooh, I'm raw, I'm not raw, ooh, I ate, you know, like whatever. I got chickpeas from a jar. Ooh, no, you're not gonna die if you put chickpeas from a jar in your salad. You're doing amazing. Eat like raw and you put the chickpeas in your salad. That's you're amazing, you know. And it can help bring people back from things like obesity and diabetes and high blood pressure, which are just symptoms that are so easy to reduce. Like this is what my mom did. This is, I mean, I have also a lot of clients that have, even with diabetes, like you know, like type 1 or type A, the one where you're born with, even like
type 1,
type 1.
And they just improved their insulin and everything. Like they just improved so much. Like they still need some medication, but it's like reduced, and their life is so much better. And then I think, yeah, why not? You know. So I didn't have so much struggles like that. I had more struggles with like, am I on the right path, fruitarian wise? Like the amount of vegetables and fruit, it changed for me. I really feel that we're all frugivores, like fruit based, but tomatoes and cucumbers and zucchinis are basically fruit, botanically speaking. And that's also the vegetables I love the most. But I love like tender leaves, but I also love carrots. So we didn't have orange carrots 10,000 years ago. So there you all have to live in the society, in the world, in the modern day where we live now, and we're gonna have seedless grapes and we're gonna have orange carrots. And that's the way it is. And yeah, I think it's just about knowing enough, having enough knowledge that you feel confident in what you're doing. And if I have any questions, like I have a lot of questions about myself and if I'm doing the right thing. And this is all about details. This is all about, you know, and this is not about banana with watermelon. Like we all know, banana and watermelon are not a good match.
For my husband, it's a favorite meal for my husband.
Oh,
He
really?
He
really?
eat, yeah, every day at work he needs to have bananas with his watermelon, and he's
Oh
happy and
no!
he's
Oh
okay.
That's great.
He's okay with that. He's doing it for last 2 years, I think. He
no! At
came
the
up with
same
the idea
time?
to combine them, and oh, it's so nice. I like it. Yeah, okay.
That's cool.
You know, it's better.
Oh my
It's
god!
better to combine watermelon with banana than melon with ham.
Yes,
For sure.
that's what
I
I was
Yeah.
think,
saying.
or
Yeah, that's
watermelon
what
with
it was like
cheese.
that.
You know,
Watermelon, banana do not match for me. Like this is not a good
for me
combo for
too.
me.
For me too. It's yeah, they are so different that yeah, for me no. But my husband is really happy with that. Yeah, so
Yeah. So yeah, I did have a lot of insecurities like that. Um, but I also like I love science and research, and I love to know all the chemical details, and so for me it's also really interesting. Like when I
yeah.
doubt something, it's more a hypothesis that I want to check, or it's really like I like this challenge to figure out what it is and analyze it. I'm really an analytical person, like maybe even a scientist a little bit. I didn't go study technical physics for nothing. Huh? I mean, who studies technical physics? Like
I
I
yeah, and I was studying physics, and I like this. I like the
did.
science, and I like to get more knowledge. And actually, Andrea, that knowledge education part was also important in your
For
experience at
sure.
the
For
beginning.
sure.
Does it
And
help
I,
you with the fear?
yeah, I started with education. I mean, I started to educate myself from the point, starting with the point when that I told you that we we eliminated the dairy products, and the next few weeks I saw the changes, and then I thought there's something for me to learn here, because it needs to be more than I knew about it before here, because and never anyone around me knows about it, because everybody around me eats what they eat. And when I saw that, I started to feel better, so I wanted to know why. So then I started to study, and I realized that, oh my god, there are people that eat vegan food, and what's that vegan? And because in our country, we're Orthodox, and in Orthodox religion we fast a few times a year. That's a vegan food for a few weeks, uh
Oh,
7 weeks.
really?
Yeah, I
Oh, I
mean,
didn't know.
well, it's not very common with young people
Hmm.
nowadays, but it was a practice that our parents would do 4 times a year at least, for 7 weeks, 6, 7 weeks,
Oh,
and then during the week on Wednesdays and Fridays would be also fasting days. There will be vegan food, and my grandparents used to water fast for a day, maybe, or have no oils or no sugar some days, things like that. They would do that, and people ask themselves how these people go to 90, over 90, years old. This is how. And um, so it was something common in our country, and it's something common to find vegan food in a restaurant, because it's called fasting food. Um, and
in
I
Poland
was.
we have also fasting Friday. It's but you can eat fish. So fish is,
Mm,
let's
mhm,
say,
mhm.
fasting
Oh, we have
Yeah.
that stuff in Netherlands too. They have
Oh,
they have
really?
that. Oh, yeah. Oh my gosh, I have to think about my grandparents. They used to tell us like on Monday is this day, and then Wednesday is that day, and Sunday is that day, and
Yeah. Yeah.
there's
Yeah.
3 days. That's what I remember. But there is definitely a day where you eat fish, and there's a day where you eat no animals or animal anything, and there's a day where you eat potatoes. That's on Wednesday, I think.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So it was very common in our culture to eat vegan food, but nobody called vegan. And when I realized that there are vegan people, and I had no idea about it, um, and I had worries, and I think I had more worries with the vegan food than with the like cooked vegan food than I have now with the fruitarian diet. Um, because I started introducing fruits, and it made so much sense for me. As when I was a kid, I used to go to spend summers into my grandparents' house, and they had like a big fruit orchard with so many varieties of fruits. And I used to stay all day long up in the tree, in a cherry tree that I really loved to stay there. And I was eating all day long cherries. And in the evening, my grandmother used to call me, come down and come eat with us something. And she knew that I wouldn't eat meat, and she would never give me meat because she knew that. And she was really respectful with what I wanted to eat. But then, I was very thin, as my kids are very like normal kids, as Mowgli as I call them. Same. And so probably she was worried for me to eat enough, and she was calling me for dinner. And I always used to say, I'm not hungry, because all day long I was eating just fruits, cherries, peaches, everything I was from one tree to another, like continuously staying up in the tree. Um, so with vegan food, I had worries that they had enough, that when I cooked, you start to read and you learn that cooking the food, it eliminates some nutrients. And then I was starting to worry, so how do I get those nutrients back in their diet, right? And I started to build the math of the nutrients and give more in that, and add superfoods, and
Yeah.
uh, playing chemistry with the food, and calculating proteins and things like that, because potatoes or rice don't have enough, or all the types of amino acids that you need to have in your diet, and all the things that we question. But it was interesting that when we started to eat more fruits, I there was no these questions in my mind, that was just vanished, because I trust so much whole foods that mm, I don't think that's not something wrong, about it, and that we will miss something. Yes, I sometimes worry if they eat enough, and I try to make them eat more sometimes. I need to be honest about it. And and then, of course, my first question, and my most pressing question for Dr. Graham when I first met him at the Raw Nature retreat, was about my kids' diet. And he was so nice and kind, And yeah, it seems so easy. It was so obvious that they'll get everything they need with this diet, and no need to worries. Mm, and sometimes I do share my worry that maybe they don't eat enough, and they don't have enough calories and nutrients, because they eat so little sometimes. And um and my husband is funny, and he tells me, what, you want to give them fried potatoes? They will get fat for sure. Give them fried potatoes if you want to see them fat.
Yeah.
And I say, no, no, no. I don't want that. So yeah, I think there were, and then I realized that most of the worries that I had, they were not my worries, because they came when people would ask me, like, I don't know, my mom would ask me some questions about it. I was like, maybe she's right, or maybe some other people that you hear, they're right. But yeah, for sure, like Wendy said, I always educated myself, and asked questions, and read tons of books, and that helped me stay focused on the path. But I think also very important was my intuition, that I can see everybody in the family thriving and having energy and my kids being healthy, while I hear other moms complaining about their kids allergies, eczema, asthma, and keep being sick or needing antibiotics, or my kids never had needed antibiotics. You know, mm, and then sometimes they barely get in a day or two they get better if they got something from school, and there's nothing. So we when you see that, that's the right path, and you trust your intuition that you're going to be great.
Yeah. So, what an advice can you give to women who can see our meeting, our recording? How do you think? What is important at the beginning? From me, I think you don't need to be perfect to start. Just start. Just make this decision, as Wendy said, and start. And you don't need to be in a perfect circumstances. Don't wait for this. It won't happen. You need to build it, to create it around you. And I think, yeah, for me, it was very powerful when I realized that actually I am the creator of everything. It, I, I realized that it will take a lot of work, and maybe it will be hard at some point, but I can influence on it. I really have power to change everything around me and everything what is connected with me. And of course, I can influence on my health through my plate. And it was very powerful when I realized it. So don't wait for the perfect moment. Yeah. And you girls, what do you think? What you can advise?
I think I wish I did this earlier.
Yeah.
So my advice would be for everybody that's thinking about stepping on this path, just do it and try and see how it can improve and see what you need to change and study and learn um, and surround yourself with people that do the same and learn from the others, from their experience. See the others that are doing this journey and thriving, and see what they're doing and do the same and thrive yourself.
Yeah. Wendy?
I got a phone call from my son, so I was not ready to make you an answer.
And now you're not ready? No?
No, because I didn't hear the half because he was calling me just
Oh,
now. I had to mute myself. So,
but now do you have time, space for sharing, or?
you have to repeat what
Of
I
course.
asked.
Yeah, if you
So,
share the question again.
yeah. So what would be the advice that you can give to other women?
Oh yeah, I heard that. I think I already gave a lot of advice. No.
Yeah.
You did. For
Yeah,
sure.
Yeah.
you did.
Do the 7-step plan that I have on my website. It's a 7-step plan. I said step 1 I already shared. This is the take the decision, right? And step 2, you're going to figure out what makes you decide that actually. So you're going to enforce. You get a whole bunch of tools to enforce your decision. Like, what's the reason you want to take this decision? Because the more reasons you come up with, the stronger you're feeling. And now then we go through the steps to help your brain rewire in a way that you actually believe that you're going to succeed, whatever the decision is. by the time you're at step 7, you also know what to eat and how to eat, and you get a whole plan for your food and all of that. And you feel confident that you know what to do, because in the 7 steps will take you to exactly the education, what you need to do, how you need to do it, and you're rewiring your brain to actually convince yourself um, um, that what decision you was the right one, and not thoughts that put in your head when you were 3 or 7, or doubts that school kids had, doubting your choice to not eat animals anymore or whatever. So you can educate and you can understand, but then you still have to get your whole nervous system in line with where you want to go. And yeah, I would really recommend people to check that out. Like, I know that I'm not here to tell people go buy something. But there's a free version. You get like if you do like the free download, you get like all the steps. It tells you what to do, and if you need help with that, you can pay after. Then you can come and pay for more and help and stuff like that. But yeah, I really feel that making the decision and get your whole body and your brain at the same track as where you're going. Like, you need to know where you want to go, why you want to go there, and make sure that your emotions, your thoughts, your knowledge are supporting each other. That they're, so that there's not like this little thought in your brain telling you, no, you should try carnivore.
And I think
Yeah,
for me was very important the moment when I understood that it's okay to fall off the wagon and come back, and because the most important thing is to come back. The most important thing is not that I fell off the wagon, because we tend to focus on the failure, that, oh my God, I ate that piece of chocolate, or oh my God, I ate that potatoes or anything on the planet that's not in line with the raw vegan or 80-10-10, or you name it. But it's the most important thing that you can do for yourself and focus on is to come back. Every time that you decide to come back, you're farther on the path already, and it's a step ahead every time when you lift yourself off the ground and move ahead on the journey that Wendy said you make a decision on, and you yeah, you come back because you made already the decision to follow the goal that you have, and never change the goal, just change the way you're getting there, and adapt and make it work for you, and and it will happen. And I think I have also the advice to find the people that support yourself also. That is it's important to have in on this journey. Yeah, you can, it's possible to do it on your own. And I was chatting today with a lady, and she told me, I'm on my way, I'm on my own here, and I have anybody else doing the same diet, and I don't either. There's no one in the city I know that has the same diet as me. But yeah, like Wendy said, I go to a party and I eat all the watermelon. Yeah, that's it. There's no, it's okay. We can live with the people. We can have friends that don't have the same diet as we do. We can be respectful as they are. If they're not your friends, probably. Or they can, yeah. People can be unrespectful sometimes, and it's okay. We do mistakes sometimes, but yeah, you need to. I mean, for me, it was important to to be on my own journey, and no matter what the circumstances, and to move along and to join the retreats. It helped me, yeah, joining the retreats also, and see that there are people that have 20 years on this diet, and I was like, oh my gosh, I even haven't heard about something like that 20 years ago. I had no idea. And there are people that have 50 years, like Dr. Graham, right? And I had no idea that this exists. So I think it's helpful to yeah, see and learn about other people's journey, because for me, when I saw that there are people with 20, 30, 50 years on this journey, it was clear as blue sky that this was healthy for others. It will be healthy for me too. There's no question.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what I thought too. So, yeah. I mean, like, oh my God, like I told all of my friends, like that were also in like friends, like people that I know with the same pelvic disability issues and pain. I told them, look, maybe they tell you wheelchair and maybe you are already there because your case is, more severe than mine, but just give it a try. Maybe, what if you can also improve by eating differently? But
Yeah.
I learned also that they were really looking at me like, that's for you to try, not for me. Like that's what you're doing. That's not what I'm doing. Like I'm on a different path. Like they just, oh, okay.
It doesn't work for me.
It's like they don't even take it seriously that really the diet made the difference. Like they're really like, no, I'm just eating normal. Like that's not what the problem here is. I just have this, condition, genetic, whatever. Like I mean, I have the same genetic condition, whatever, but yeah, I mean, I'm also learning about genetics and stuff like that. I'm
Yeah.
learning about that, and I see that there are many people with the same symptoms, similar symptoms, with the same similar genetic whatever. And still, I'm thinking, take all the tools you can, take what you can to help yourself. And for those that really want to do that, we're here. If you want to give it a try for a week, hey, we got these awesome events. You can come to the event,
Yeah.
help you along your way. So yeah. And I think, oh, we should eat now.
Yeah, I think it's time to
Okay,
eat
yeah, it's time to eat.
our
It's late.
dinner
Yeah.
salad.
Okay. Thank you for joining us. And of course, if you like our meeting, just let us know in the comments. And I think we can do it more often or somehow. Yeah, we can meet with each other, and we can take some topics. You can also let us know what do you want to know more, or what kind of topics are you interested in. And yeah, thank you girls.
Thank you, Anya.
Thank you,
Thank
Anya.
you, Wendy.
Thank you,
you.
Andrea. Oh, and
Let's
thank
go.
everybody for watching. I really appreciate you watching this. Go follow us.
Yeah, thank you.
Follow Wendy, Andrea. Oh, I will put it later
Yeah.
into the
Okay,
description. Yeah.
cool.
Portugal Fruit Celebration, Raw Nature Retreat, and Dutch Food Festival, ladies.
Yeah. Yes, thank you, Andrea. Okay.
See you
Have a
soon.
nice
Bye-bye.
dinner. Bye
You
bye.
too.
Where is it? Where is the button? Oh, yeah, I can see it. Bye bye.